you gonna listen to that monkey?
Yes.
Retro-inspired is a term thrown around a lot these days, but few games capture the specific kinetic energy of the early 90s quite like Ex-Zodiac. I could say this, I am a 93 baby. At a glance, it's easy to look at the R-Wing-esque craft called the UV MK3 and the flat shaded polygons and call it a Star Fox clone. But that's a reductive take. While it wears its inspirations, namely Star Fox and Space Harrier from what I can tell, on its sleeve, Ex-Zodiac evolves the formula into something faster, tighter, and arguably more accessible for a modern audience. Today we're breaking down why this indie gem is a mandatory play even if you never touched a Nintendo 64 controller in your life. Like the video, subscribe, hit the bell, and let's rock and roll. The biggest hurdle for old school rail shooters is often the floaty feel of the controls. Ex-Zodiac solves this instantly. The movement is snappy and precise. You aren't fighting the physics, you're dancing through them and with them. The lock-on system, similar to its predecessors, you can charge a shot to lock onto multiple targets. It's satisfying, rewarding, and essential for managing the screen when things get chaotic. The speed, it feels significantly faster than the games that inspired it. There's a momentum here that keeps your adrenaline spiked from the moment you good luck into a mission. You don't have a U-turn or a somersault yet, however. The level design is where the Space Harrier influence really shines. You aren't just flying through empty space, you are skimming over detailed, hazardous terrain with really nice colors, aesthetics, and polygons. Each stage feels like a distinct biome with its own mechanical quirks. 1 minute you're dodging massive pillars in a crumbling ruin, evading lava underground, and the next you're weaving through the legs of a giant mechanical walker. The game understands the spectacle of the rail shooter. It keeps the camera moving and the set pieces coming without ever feeling cluttered. I really like that super ocean level, by the way. Between the main missions, you'll encounter cyberspace levels. You have to collect data chips in a level to access these stages. These are a pure tonal shift. The world turns into a neon-soaked, wireframe dreamscape that feels like a tribute to Tron or maybe something like a Virtua Racing. These stages strip away the heavy combat and focus on pure reflex and shooting. They serve as a perfect palate cleanser, a high-speed flow state experience that breaks up the intense dogfighting of the main campaign. They feel like bonus stages to me, quick to the point, simple, and I love these. In addition to the cyberspace levels and the ultraviolet Mark III on rail levels, you sometimes have to get out of the skies or space to the ground on a hover bike. It took me a run to get used to it, but I vastly prefer this thing to something like the Landmaster. It controls like an absolute dream. This was another way to break up the main gameplay formula and loop in a fun way, which I truly appreciate. Just when you think you've mastered the forward scrolling path, Ex-Zodiac throws you into an all-range mode type of level. Here, the rails disappear. You're given full 360 freedom to hunt down bosses, complete missions, or clear out squadrons. What makes this work is the arena design. These missions don't feel like aimless wandering. They are tight, focused encounters that test your ability to track targets in a 3D space. It turns the game from a rhythm-based shooter into a genuine dogfighting simulator. I was worried that without being able to U-turn or somersault, these would be hard to do, but they actually don't hinder the experience at all. Your missiles, lasers, bombs, thrust, and ability to stop and or slow down is actually all you need to succeed. You play as Kyuu accompanied by Miko, the one who supplies you with tech, the kind of like geek behind the seat. You two are trying to stop the terrorist organization known as Zodiac, who are terrorizing the Sanzaru star system. While the story is told with a light touch, the character designs are nice. They invoke that Saturday morning cartoon energy without relying on the furry pilot tropes of its ancestors. The banter and the mission briefings give you just enough context to feel like you're part of an important mission, adding stakes to every laser blast. I actually like that this journey isn't with a group or a squad. It's just Kyuu and Miko trying to do what's right and free these worlds from tyranny. Helps them stand out from the other games in a similar space, and there's something about the isolation and only really having a voice to talk to that adds to the overall atmosphere. So why play this if you aren't a Star Fox fan? Well, there's zero barrier to entry. You don't need nostalgia to enjoy a good game feel. The mechanics are intuitive and the difficulty curve is fair. I think the soundtrack is worth it. The FM synth style music is an absolute banger. It's high energy and perfectly matches the classic 16-bit aesthetic and space they're going for. And it's got modern polishing. It features 60 FPS gameplay, widescreen support, and customizable controls that the classics simply can't offer without mods. It's just a good game. Regardless if you like Star Fox or not, it's just a good game. Ex-Zodiac is a love letter, but it isn't a copy. It takes a dormant genre and injects it with modern precision and an indie soul. It's vibrant, it's fast, and most importantly, it's fun. If you're looking for a game that respects your time and delivers pure, unadulterated arcade action, give Ex-Zodiac a shot. You won't regret it. I probably should have mentioned this a lot earlier, but it is technically still in early access. I think there's 12 levels as of right now, and 12 to 16 I believe was the original plan. Anyways, yeah.